Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new video. I'm working on a page for my Cincy album, and this is a little bit different because I'm using this as the front of the layout, this as the back. The photo will go here. So I have to cover up the entire back because clearly I don't want that. I don't know that I'll do anything else with the front. I kind of like it as is, and I'm not even sure what I would add. Maybe something up here if I did anything, but it's busy as is. It's an unusual color, so I'm okay if it stays the way it is. Plus, there's a page on the other side that kind of matches it, so I don't really need to mess with it. But for the back, I have already had to trim this down a little bit because it was too wide. It's now 5 3/4 inches. So even with an attacher on it, it should fit in the album fine because this is a 6x8 album. I have an enlarged photo here. I put metallic finish on it so it would really show up well. I'm planning that I'm probably just going to center it, but it's going to be difficult to find a background that's going to work with this. I'm just not sure what I even want with it. So I don't know. I thought originally like, oh, maybe I could do vellum or acetate. Well, I can't because you'll see this behind it. So either I'd have to put white on top plus another layer with vellum or acetate, or really get creative with it. And I just don't know that I want to add that much bulk. I don't think I need to add layers or want to add layers because the album will be big enough as it is. So that's my challenge as I start this today. So I have pulled out my 6x12 paper bin, and I think I'm just going to try to match as best I can. I'm thinking maybe a darker gray to match this. I've got kind of a tan or light sand or stone color here. Those are neutrals, so that would be a really good option. I'm just worried that they'll look boring. So if I could find a subtle pattern with those colors, I'd be happy, but it really depends on what it is. When I went to pull out papers, I ended up pulling out all different shades of gray. I didn't really find any of the tan or stone kind of color that I really liked, so it won't be that. I have two cardstock choices, a lighter and a little bit of a darker gray. This is Smoky Slate from Stampin' Up. I don't remember what this one is. I think it's something from Close to My Heart. I've had it a while. I ordered a pack, I don't know how long ago, and it takes me a while to go through it since I tend to do smaller sizes, so still have that. But I also found a couple of patterns that I'm considering. These are the exact same pattern, just different shades of gray, again, so lighter and darker. I like them both. This one is kind of a wild card. It's very dark gray. There's a subtle pattern in it, which I really like, but it's awfully dark. So it's really a matter of just seeing, like, how does this look with all of these different choices, the different tones. And obviously, if I went with something this dark, or even this one, I would probably need to matte it like in an off-white because this is kind of cream color. So I wouldn't do a stark white. I would do off-white, cream, something just to try to match the street and then the little balcony area here. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. Maybe what I'll do is I'll cut the matte first, just so I have it, and then play around with all the different colors to see, like, does it go, does it not go? Maybe that'll be what makes my decision. At least I have picked out the matte color. This one is called French Vanilla from Close to My Heart, and it's so sad that they're no longer in business because I do like their cardstock, and I like having a nice sturdy cardstock that's an off-white option, but I'm sure I'll be able to find it from Stampin' Up! Or somewhere else, just a regular store even now that Close to My Heart is no longer. But I think I am going to cut this down and use that, and then I'll go from there. I cut the matte here, and I love the way that looks, so that was definitely the right choice to use this French Vanilla cardstock. And I have it narrowed down to these three. I tried the other two shades. They were way too dark. Not good matches at all. But I think any of these would be okay. Just show you the differences here. And actually, when I look at this one, it almost makes this picture look faded. I think it washes out the color. So actually, you know what? Let's get rid of that. So really, it's one of these two. I like them both. I do like having a pattern. So I'm tempted to go with that one just because it has the pattern, but I'll think about it a little bit more and then I'll come back. So I've decided I am going with this darker polka dot background. So I have that, but when I held it up to this, I discovered this is longer than 8 inches. So I'm going to have to trim it just like I did the other way because that was too wide. Now I have to do this one because it won't fit in a 6x8 album. So let's see, where are we here? Actually, it is almost 9 inches. So I'll start on this end and cut off just the bottom because obviously I'm not losing anything here. And then I'll take the rest from the top to get it to the size that I need, because this upper part right here, like I'm not really losing anything if I cut that off. So that's not too major. All right, I have cut that down to size, and I actually decided to cut off more of the bottom because it just said the website address. Well, I don't need that for anything. So took that off, and then I was able to cut off less at the top. And I like that I still got this part in the upper left. So I think that is good to go. I've cut everything down now. This is actually 5 3/4 by 8 now. So I cut this to match. So if I've done it right, they should line up, and they do. So that's great. And then I have my mat here and my photo, and then it will fit. So then I just have to figure out, do I want it centered? Do I want it a little bit more towards the top or the bottom if I want to put an embellishment on there? I'm not even sure what I would use. I would probably have to go something maybe black and white or something to match, because this is kind of a hard color to match, and there's already a lot of that color. I really don't need that. But otherwise, there's kind of just white, off-white, blue. That's it. And you know what? Actually, I just looked at this photo. I will put it more to the top because then I can cover up this stupid pole right here. I don't like these cars either, but they're so close to the edge, it's harder to get rid of them. This I can get rid of. So let me grab some embellishments and I'll see what I can do. I have found something that I think is pretty perfect. I pulled out all my black and white travel ephemera stuff, thinking it was just going to be black and white. That's it, pretty standard. I was wrong because I ended up finding something else that actually incorporates a lot of these colors. Look at that. It's got the black and white, but it also has the orangey color for the building, and it has a light blue geotag. I have that too. So I think I'm going to just probably do something like that, or maybe even cover up a little bit of the steps. As long as it covers the pole, I'm really fine with it. But I can do that, and then I'm not sure if I should write something here, do another embellishment, leave it. That part I'm not sure about, but I am going to use it to cover up that part, and because it just matches the color scheme so well. All right, I've actually pulled out my bin of stamps that are all about entertainment, because I know I have some in there that are music related. I think I have some pretty large music notes, so I might just pull out one of those, stamp that in that empty space on the ephemera piece, and call it good. And there you go. There's the stamping. I just chose one big stamp, and I think that is fine. And it's from this set. This is an older one. It's called Playlist from Kelly Purkey. It's from 2016. But I've used it a lot, as you can tell, and I still want to use it, so I'm going to keep it. Just because it's from 2016 doesn't mean I'm going to get rid of it if I like it. Now comes the tricky part. I have to do the attachment piece, and I need it to be, you can see the photo, the leather layout there. I need it to be on this side because this side of the layout will show up front and then it's going to flip. So I just need to basically take the adhesive off. It's actually going to go this way. Tuck it under there so you won't see it, and then just make sure that the holes line up correctly. So I'm going to do all that, and then I'll be back when it's attached. All right, I have it all put together with the attachment piece, and this is actually the page that will go next to it. So they are matching, so to speak, because I used elements from other areas of the brochure to make that work. And then when it flips over, you'll see that. You'll see a little of this peeking out too, which is fine because it all matches. So here's another one done for Cincy. Thanks for watching.